Hello one and all, a very warm welcome to another instalment from the channel that is Jono's Graveyard Jaunts. I created this YouTube channel about 20 months ago now, and I have made a few videos on various people who have been afflicted with certain medical conditions or have had certain physical attributes, which in turn means they deviate from the norm, as it were. Now certainly the most tragic case were the two videos I made on Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man. Joseph Merrick was born in the city of Leicester and was afflicted not by the originally diagnosed medical condition known as neurofibromatosis, but by the much rarer condition of Proteus syndrome, which in turn affects less than 1 in a million people. I also made another video on one of Leicester's most famous sons, that of Daniel Lambert, who was at the time the heaviest man in the world on record. When Daniel Lambert passed away at just 39 years old, he was almost 53 stone in weight. Now I'll add a link to all three videos in the description in case you may want to view any of them. In today's episode, I'm once again going to talk about a man who defied the norm by growing to a height of 7 feet 4 inches tall, which in the 18th century was virtually unheard of. Now for today's video, I'm in the East Midlands county of Derbyshire, specifically in a place called Ilkeston, which lies in the county. The first map shows where the county of Derbyshire sits in relation to the UK, and the second map shows where Ilkeston lies in relation to Derby itself. I shall be narrating this video whilst filming at Stanton Road Cemetery, which lies in Ilkeston itself, which is the final resting place of the person who features in today's episode. The person who is the topic of today's video is a man by the name of Samuel Taylor. Now Samuel Taylor was born in Little Hallam near Ilkeston, Derbyshire on the 4th of June 1817. He was christened on the 16th of October at St Mary's Church in Ilkeston. He was the son of a farmer also called Samuel Taylor, who was himself an imposing 6 feet 9 inches in stature. Yet Samuel's mother Anne was a mere 5 feet, but it was clear from the start that Samuel Jr. was going to take after his father. It became apparent in Samuel's childhood which set of genes had become dominant, and by the age of 10 Samuel stood at 5 feet 10 inches, and at 12 years old he was 6 feet 4. Now by the age of 14 he had sprouted to 6 feet 10, and by adulthood he had attained his maximum height of 7 feet 4.5 inches tall. Now of course this got Samuel noticed in and around Ilkeston, but what it didn't get him was a normal job. Employees felt his height and ungainliness were qualities they could well do without, and he was unable to find employment through the normal channels. Now the course of Samuel Taylor's life changed on a visit to Castle Donnington in 1832. His visit to Castle Donnington coincided with that of a travelling fair, the first he had ever seen. He was naturally attracted to the sideshow in which the giant was on display. But on paying his penny admission and entering the booth, Sam was sorely disappointed. The giant was a somewhat weedy specimen of about 30 years age, measuring in at a mere 6 feet 3 inches in height. Little wonder when Sam Taylor strode in, aged only 16 and already 7 feet plus, the crowd gathered and soon began to gawp at him instead of the man they had paid to marvel at. Now the showman in charge of the fair and Mr. Reader quickly realised his opportunity. After a little negotiation, Sam Taylor was engaged as the new star attraction on handsome terms. And for some months he travelled around the country with the fair, making a great impression on everybody who saw him. And thereby arose the problem. The proprietor of the fair had a daughter, Mademoiselle Rita Glassblower Extraordinaire, who took rather a fancy to Big Sam. This didn't please Mr. Reader at all. Perhaps he feared a pregnant glassblower might be in the offing, and he gave Sam Taylor immediate notice. But Sam had reciprocated the girl's feelings and was in no mood for compromise. And on the night after he had been sacked, when the fair was in Arbroath, the couple eloped to Montrose. They were pursued there by the girl's irate father, who seized their luggage and put the local constabulary on the case. The father asked that an arrest be made, but when it was established that his daughter was fully consenting, the police declined to take action. The giant and his adoring glassblower were duly wed, and only then did the girl's father have a change of heart. And once again donning the showman's hat, mindful of the revenue he was forsaking, he re-engaged Sam Taylor and made a handsome wedding gift of £5 to the newlywed couple. And for a further 12 months they continued on tour with the fair, and thereafter the couple set up in the show business on their own account. But what Sam Taylor had in inches, he lacked in business acumen. The couple became ever less prosperous, and Sam decided to take an excavating job with the railway company. But at that too he struggled to earn a living. Soon he took his fare back on the road, more successfully this time. And on the strength of the increased takings, the couple bought a public house in Manchester. But again Sam Taylor's business skills were found wanting. Too often he dipped into the till to share a glass with his customers, and before long the couple had found themselves £100 in debt. So out came the caravan once more. The giant and the glassblower were back on the road. Now Sam Taylor often visited Derbyshire with his travelling show, and he had a particular fondness for the age-old event known as the Ilkeston Statues Fair. One of Sam's sons once said that whenever his father left Ilkeston, he looked back until the very last moment, until the town for which he had such a never-ending affection finally disappeared from view, end quote. It is appropriate then that the Ilkeston Giant be buried in the town. Now in 1875, when packing up to leave a place in Oldham, he slipped and badly fractured his thigh. A month later, he was admitted to Manchester Infirmary after complications had set in. Although he made rapid progress, he suffered an unexpected relapse and died suddenly on the 3rd of June 1875, aged 59 years, leaving his wife and 2 sons. His huge coffin was taken by train to Ilkeston and met at the Midland station there by a large crowd and the Ilkeston brass band. Now the bells of St Mary's Church rang a muffled peal, and from the independent chapel the body was taken to Stanton Road Cemetery. Now Samuel Taylor was buried not far from where he was born, and his memorial can be seen there to this day. On his tombstone is engraved a simple legend. Quote, "In loving memory of Samuel Taylor, the Ilkeston Giant, height 7 feet 4.5 inches, died June the 3rd, 1875, age 59, end of quote." Now the memorial itself was restored to its former glory and rededicated in 2008 by the Friends of Stamford Road Cemetery in Ilkeston. So this is the final resting place of Samuel Taylor in Stanton Road Cemetery in Ilkeston, Derbyshire, and we'll just read what it says. In loving memory of Samuel Taylor, the Ilkeston Giant, height 7 feet 4.5 inches, died the 3rd of June 1879, aged 59 years. A loving father, not forgotten in death. Also Harriet, wife of the above, died 15th of September 1885, aged 72 years. Her end was peace. Also Samuel, son of the above, who fell asleep in Jesus, October 31st, 1888, aged 42 years. Lost to sight, to memory dear. So the Ilkeston Giant's final resting place then. This is the wooden carving of Samuel Taylor. Again, Stanton Road Cemetery, Ilkeston, not too far from his final resting place. So Samuel Taylor, the Ilkeston Giant. Rest in peace, Samuel. That concludes the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. It is free, obviously, to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It simply helps the channel to grow and means we can produce ever more interesting content for you as the viewer.